There. Checking the camera angle, make sure everything's okay. All right. I got a dangling cord here behind me, I just noticed. Oh well, it's a fishing shop. You know, everything in here is kind of breaking down anyway. It's a fishing shop. So anyway, first off, let's make sure that everybody can see me and hear me okay. I got the laptop going down here in front of me so I can read comments as they come in. All right, Nick Padula is saying Lima Charlie loud and clear. Jason Wilkerson's here. Terry Hems is here. Todd's here. Tim H. Mike F. Good to see you, man. How you doing, man? Good to see you. Jeremy Jakubek. Oh man, Jakubek. Am I close? Please tell me I'm close on that, please. Brian Lytle. Steve Eddy, Matt President, it's good to see you, Matt. Always good to see you, my man. Warren Donaldson, Maine. How you doing in Maine? What's the weather like in Maine? It is super, super warm here for October the 10th in northern Michigan. Stephen Eddy's saying, Stephen Eddy. Oh, good to see you, man. Hey, I got it, Jeremy. Glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. I sometimes am terrible with names. I can butcher them pretty bad. And I was waiting to see how long somebody was going to take until they mentioned the Lions. And Chris Olsen had to jump right in there and rub my nose in it. So thank you. Hey, Dakota Joe. Been a while. Good to see you, man. Yeah, it is so warm. Aimlessly drifting. That's the key to the hunting right now. It is way too warm. I'm not even going out. I have no doubt that I'd probably see some deer moving. But even if I saw one that I wanted to shoot, you know, I hate hanging a deer in this kind of weather. It's just so warm. And tracking, if you get a bad hit on a deer and they sit overnight, they're going to go bad in a nanosecond. The coyotes are going to get them. So I'd rather wait a little bit longer until it gets a little cooler, getting a little more practice in with the bow. And then we'll get out there when it cools down some. But yeah. Jess Spear, great fishing in Lorain, Ohio. Glad to hear it, man. Mark Pearson, Tom Hooer. David Robotham. Thumbs up, I don't know how to. Dave, it's just, you should just see a little thumbs up symbol. If you click on that, it'll give a thumbs up. But if you want to say it, that's fine also. Here's one back to you. Ken Brescia saying go blue. Not bad. Yeah, Nick, I hear the mosquitoes are out there just thick. Bonnie Zulke. Zulke, am I saying that right? I hope so. All right. Man, a lot of good people here. All right. Patrick Forster, good to see you, my man. Dane Crump from, he's got a picture of a bull or something there. I don't know what you're trying to say there. You're from, I don't know, you're from the farm, I'm guessing? Olcott, New York. Bonnie Zulke from Olcott, New York. Yeah, Blue Line Outdoors, I hear, man. Mowing the yard in like mid-October is crazy. Matt Presidents just threw me a super chat. So you know what that means? I get to be obnoxious and get the super chat reel out. I happen to have it sitting right here, so you get to hear it go. That is so ridiculous and obnoxious. I love it. Thanks, Matt. I really appreciate your support. You always support the channel so much. Really nice of you, Matt. Thanks, bud. Gary Davey throwing a bunch of thumbs up. Josh Axe throwing more thumbs up. Mike F saying Buffalo. Buffalo, it looks like. Oh, Buffalo. Yeah, that would make sense. That would make sense. Yeah, primetime entertainment here. Watch me struggle trying to think of something. Dave Robotham went to Tangle Tackle yesterday. Got a lot of help from the guys. Bought a lot of stuff. Hey, thank you for coming on in. I wish I'd been around to say hi to you. All right, Huey Merrill, good to see you, my man. Say Thermally had a doe dead downwind and she couldn't have cared less. No bugs. All right, yeah, it's gonna cool off. And once it does, it'll really start getting better out there anyway. But yeah, the Lions. Let's just get that right out of the system, okay? So I don't count that as a loss. I don't. That's the second one this year. I don't count as a loss because the Vikings had to get super lucky to beat us. I got to tell you, the Lions, they're, what, 0-5 now? But, man, they are playing their heart out. I mean, I've been watching them since I was a kid. And I can tell the seasons where they just don't care. I think we can all tell that. And there's some seasons we can all be real and honest and say, there's some seasons they just go out there and they just don't care. but I can really tell this year they're really playing hard. I don't know if it's their coach, the new coach Dan Campbell, it's really got them turned around in that way. But I tell you what, I give it to them because I can tell they're out there just scrapping. So I'm a believer. Hey, I've always been a believer. I'm going to stay a believer. Maybe that's just what it's going to take. Just all of us to believe in some way, and all of a sudden the Lions will pull it off one of these years. Hey, I'm on board, though. I'm definitely on board. Packers couldn't hit a field goal to save their butts, and of course I had their field goal kicker on my fantasy team. He finally got one through the uprights. I don't know how, but Mason Crosby, dude, that guy's a good kicker too. And he donked what? He donked 3, I think, in the last couple of minutes. I know there was 5 kicks in like the last couple of minutes, and finally one of them went through the uprights to win the game. Man, that was horrible. Had me just going crazy. Yeah, but get the Lions. I'm going to stay on board with the Lions. I know it's easy to jump off the train, but I'm staying on board. One of these years, I just got to believe. Yeah, Chris Olsen. The Lions maybe get entice the Lions maybe get a new stadium. I don't know. It's a stadium. It's hard. People used to say it's the colors of the jerseys or the uniforms. People say it's a stadium, the coaching staff. I think there's a million different variables. One of these years, it's just going to click, and they've got the talent, they've got the coaching. They're just going to pull it together. So I'm pulling for it. Anyway, let's move past my heartache, and I'm sure everybody else's or some others' heartaches with the Lions. And Mark Pearson, go State, go Green, go White. Good job, buddy. But yeah, let's jump into this. So tonight's topic is getting into the world of salmon fishing on the cheap rod and reel setup. And we'll talk about that. But first, I got a couple of those giveaways that we threw out last week. So the first one was for this knife. And it is beautifully laser engraved with my charter's name on it, dark blue. And on the back, it has TTC for Tangled Tackle Company. This is a really nice 12-inch Victorinox with a case. So I'm going to pull a name out of hat. This was going out to one of my Patreon supporters. So if you're a supporter of us on Patreon, you are in this drawing. You're also, of course, in the drawing for all our other things. If you're active and if you pledge $30 or more a year, you are in the drawing for a charter giveaway that I do every year for one lucky viewer or one lucky supporter. So let's see who's going to win this knife. I got all the names of the Patreon in this bag. We'll draw out a name. And Jeff Spear, rebuilding since 1957. Can't say I disagree with you. I hear you. But anyway, let's reach in here, see which Patreon supporter is going to win that knife. And whoever wins this, please just email me your name. Or I'll know your name probably, but email me your address so I can get this thing mailed out to you. So let's reach down in here. And we'll grab whatever name that is right there in my fingertips. All right, Adam Fahenstock maybe? Adam, you win this knife. Email me your address, please. Phone number helps also in case we lose connection in some way. That way I can get in touch with you and get this mailed out to you. But congratulations, Adam. That's a really nice knife. And again, if you want your own knife, laser engraved here at the shop, they'll do it for you for, I think it's $39.99 to do your engraving. You can put your boat name on here, you can put your phone number on it, you can put anything on there you want. Or you can buy this knife, also engraved with whatever you want, for $79.99. Or, I think this is the 10-inch actually. This is the 10, or you can get a 12-inch for $99.99. Also personally engraved with whatever you want. So that's available. That'd be cool for Christmas. That's something I know I would like if I opened up a Christmas gift and I had something like that under the tree. I think that'd be a nice thing. But yeah, congratulations on that, Adam. And then the second thing was, sorry, I spoke with Jay Beckhold last week. Jay, of course, owns and operates the Beckhold Company. All these wonderful Beckhold products. I believe it's fishcatcher.com is his company's website. Anyway, Jay, a super nice guy. He said that he wanted to donate 6 flashers, so I have 3 of the whites and 3 of the blacks. I'm sorry, yeah, 3 of the whites, 3 of the blacks, so 6 altogether. So 1 lucky viewer. So 1 lucky viewer is going to win all 6 of those flashers. And then he also donated a $250 gift certificate to 1 lucky viewer from Tangle Tackle. So somebody's going to get a $250 gift certificate. And we did the old game where you pick a number between 1 and 1,000, and whoever came closest is going to get first choice. Whoever gets second closest gets second choice. And the number that I randomly chose last week was 995. 995. I had Siri pick it for me. Anyway, the closest one that I saw was Mike Peterson at 999. 999. And the second closest was Patrick Forster at 976. And Patrick, I see your name on here all the time, so congratulations both to Mike Peterson. Mike, you get first choice. You want the gift certificate, or do you want the flashers? I'm pretty sure you'll probably go with the gift certificate. And Patrick, you get second choice. I have a feeling you'll probably end up with the flashers, but it's not like that's an end up kind of thing. That's a nice prize. Those are super nice flashers. So, Mike Peterson, $9.99. Get a hold of me. Email me, christangletackel@gmail.com. And Patrick, you do the same thing. Please email me, christangletackel@gmail.com. Or guys, you can call me, 231-252-1177. And we can talk about getting these things mailed out to you. So yeah, congratulations. $250 to spend here at the old Tangle Tackle shop. The shopping spree of your dreams. Anyway, I'm kidding. Congratulations. That's really, really cool. And you know what? Just for all the winners, you get the super chat reel. Just because it's completely obnoxious, and I love it. All right, so yeah, congratulations, everyone. Congratulations. So, Patreon, the way it's going, you know, I still like to give things away for all my Patreon supporters. Everyone on there is so nice and supports the channel so givingly and so willingly. Such nice people. So, within a couple of weeks, I will. Somebody just asked free shipping. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be free shipping. I'm sure we can work that out. Actually, anything here at the shop over 75, any order at the shop here, TangleTackleCompany.com, anything over $75, you get free shipping anyway. So yeah, I'm sure it will be. And anyway, where was I going with that? Totally lost my train of thought. Anyway, Patreon supporters. So within a couple weeks, I'm going to do another giveaway. You guys, gals, you tell me what you're interested in. What would you like to see? I've done rods and reel combo. I've done the knife now. I've done, of course, the charter giveaway. I've done fishing. I've done purple taco packages. I've done lures. You name it. What are you interested in? Because in another couple weeks, I'm going to put another something together for all of you that support the channel as my way of saying thanks always. Huey Merrill, he wants to hear the reel again. You got it, Huey. Thanks for the super chat, bud. Thank you, bud. Appreciate that. The super chat reel screams out again. Oh my God, that thing is so ridiculous. All right. Storage for lures. Eric, is it you saying that's something you'd be interested? Maybe that could do a special mate. Yeah, maybe that'd be a good one for Patreon in the future. Maybe a special mate spoon box. That's not a bad idea. We'll figure that out. Yeah, it's a good idea. All right. Again, congratulations, Mike. Congratulations, Patrick. And congratulations, whoever the name was that I drew out, Mr. Fonstock. Yeah, congratulations. Really, really cool. Let's talk about the fishing report, and then we'll jump into how to get into the world of salmon fishing cheaply, if that's possible. All right, right off Manistee, really good fishing. Ludington's been really good as well. I went out a couple days ago with some friends on their boat and had a lot of good bites. Didn't hook up a lot of fish. There's a lot of coho out there. I have no idea that that's what was biting our lures. Had a lot of short bites. Just didn't hook up on some, but some we did. Some of the other boats we talked to are having a slower day. Some are having a little bit better. And it seems to be right now you'll have 1 or 2 good days, and then you'll have a stinker. And then a couple of good days, and then maybe a couple stinkers. So as long as this warm weather is holding just like this, we're going to have fish in the area. And we had just, it's burned in my memory because the graph when we went out that morning, it was Friday morning when we went out, the graph was just absolutely loaded from the minute we sat down and really from throughout the whole day. We started in the top of the 15 straight out of Manistee. We started in about 130 foot of water, worked out to about 240, came back in and worked all through those areas. The graph was just absolutely stocked with fish. Of course, I wish everyone that we saw on the graph would have been a lure, but that's not always the case. It's never the case, to be honest with you. But just nice to see all those marks on the graph. What a good, healthy fishery we're going to have next year as well. Just really bodes well for me looking into future seasons. What was working? Really a little bit of everything. Divers seem to be our best. Break was still down super deep, and by break I mean 65-ish, 65-degree temps, and that was all the way down 90 feet to 100 feet deep before it broke off. So when this this cooler weather starts rolling in and that warm water starts pushing away, I think we're still going to have some really, really good fishing for the next couple of weeks. Divers were back. High divers were back anywhere from 250 to 350. Low divers were out 225, 250-ish. Downriggers took a couple bites, 45 to 65. Our shoot rigger with a big white paddle, that good old Beck big white paddle with a pickled sunshine fly. That went off once at about 100 feet deep. Long lines never took a bite, and we had everything out there from 5 color, 7 color, 10 color. On my side, copper side was I think 200, 300, maybe a 350. Never took a bite, but again, that's any given day. That's going to completely change. So don't be afraid to run all those long lines. And as that break starts coming up, just adjust as you go. And that's where a fish hawk really comes into play. And I hate to sound like a broken record on fish hawk, but honestly, if we'd been out that day, say we'd been out that day without a fish hawk, we never would have known. Never would have had a clue how deep that temperature was that day. Never would have had a clue. Nice currents. We didn't have any problem with currents that day, but never would have had an inkling of any kind of a clue that break was down close to 100 feet. I would have thought, you know what, it's October, the water's fairly warm, but it's got to be around 40 or 50 feet. Never would have known. Never would have known. So fish hawks are so valuable, so important to have on the boat. I've said it 100 times. I'll say it again. You could take every piece of my equipment off the boat, electronic-wise, as long as you leave me my fish hawk. I gotta have that. I can figure out the depths. I can figure out my location. I can figure out my GPS. I can plot a course to get where I need to go. But without that fish hawk, I have zero inkling on what my speeds are down below or what my temperatures are down below. So, yeah, it is such an important piece of equipment to have. But anyway, if I was going out fishing tomorrow, I would do the exact same thing. I'd run right straight out of Manistee. I'd set up at about 120 foot of water, see what I see on the graph. I would check my fish hawk to see where the temp break is, and I would focus in. And again, I like going early in the morning, 30 to 40% above the break, and 50 to 60% below the break. Work through those areas. If I'm getting bit, I'd stay right there. If not, I might just turn straight to the west and keep working out until I find an active pool of fish. And I've said this before with coho and steelhead. We did have one steelhead on because that son of a gun, he nailed it, and he came right up out of the water, right behind the boat, spit the hook as fast as you could blink, and then did about 7 or more jumps in the air just to wave his tail at us as he swam off. But what a beautiful sight to see. But yeah, with coho and steelhead, if you find a pod of them, don't be afraid to wheel that boat around and get back over that area. Mark off your areas. This time of the year, it's really important to keep your GPS going, get your waypoints, because there's going to be something in that water, whether it be the temperature or the current or the bait, that's going to hold those cohos and those steelhead in those areas. So don't be afraid to wheel around, get back over it a couple times until they stop biting. So anyway, Ludington, I heard it's been really, really good as well, and I think it's been about the same program. Same lures, same flasher flies we've been using all year. Double slicks, Kevin's girlfriends. The chrome frog went a couple times. That one was probably our best one that day. What else was going? RV moonshine spoons, of course. Really the same program you've been running all summer for the Kings. All right. Not much more I can tell you, around here as far as the inland lakes. Not much is going on right now. Temperatures fluctuating all over the place. Of course, there's nothing that I can tell you on deer hunting right now. I can tell you the rut is definitely not on yet. I can tell you that without a shadow of a doubt. But inland lakes, we're still waiting for that water to cool off. I think a little bit more before we get back out after the walleye, maybe some pike, and yeah, absolutely. Darren Crump, flasher fly and a dipsy. Yeah, absolutely, flasher fly and a dipsy. It's one of my absolute favorite setups, Darren. You know it. Blue Line Outdoors, lake trout still in summer mode? That is a really good question. It's something that I don't know the answer to. We thought about a couple weeks ago running up to Lakerland and seeing if we could just do our normal lake trout presentation and see if we could get after them. But I never had that Pepsi. Sorry about that. But we never had the opportunity. Never got after them. So the biggest issue you get late in the season with lake trout, because the water is still warm right now, and I'm sure they're stuck on the bottom. The summer weather has allowed all that slime and seaweed and muck to grow and grow and grow all summer long. So you're gonna get your hooks fouled up continuously right now if you're running your gear right down on the bottom for lake trout. What I like to do this time of the year, just to keep my stuff somewhat clean, I'll send my divers down till they hit bottom, and then I'll reel them up 4 or 5, maybe 6 or 7 times, just to get them to 4 or 5 feet off the bottom. And those lake trout will still hit them, but it'll keep a lot of that slime and a lot of that gunk off your hooks. Same thing with my downrigger. I'll send the downrigger ball down, bounce it off the bottom, bring it up a couple, 3 or 4 feet, and just keep adjusting as the day goes on. But yeah, I have no doubt the lake trout are there, and I have no doubt that they got the feed bag on. But just understand, you're gonna want to check your gear continuously this time of the year, because it does get fouled up pretty darn fast. All right. All right, M. Lige is asking, even with a fish hawk, don't you set lines based on fish finder marks? Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, of course, if I'm seeing a lot of active fish suspended in a certain spot, I'll absolutely put 1 or 2 baits in that target area, but I'm still going to rely on that temperature to tell me where the majority of my baits are going to go. But yeah, if I'm getting bit above the temperature consistently, I'm going to bring some up also. Doc Woodsman, am I on Facebook? If so, yeah, look up Dark Blue Charters on Facebook. Yep, look up Dark Blue Charters. I'm on there, without a doubt. All right. Bonnie Zulke, we're getting 5-year-olds at the dam. Is that possible? Bonnie, of course, anything's possible. Is it likely? Probably not. I'm sure we get the occasional goofy fish that doesn't spawn at 4 years old, but I think the majority of them do. Who knows? The fish that was caught this year, the new state record here in Michigan, 47 plus pounds. The debate's going to rage on. Was that a 4-year-old? Was it a 5-year-old? Was it a 6-year-old? And I have no way of knowing. I'm not a fish biologist, and I haven't spoken with anyone that has examined that fish or would know in any way. But that's always been a debate over the years. Do some fish not spawn when they need to? And I think absolutely it's possible. I think there's always a small percentage that don't run and just stay out in the lake. But I think the majority of them probably do get up the river. Hey, Blind Osprey, good to see you, Tim. How you been, man? Good to see you. All right. Anybody else got questions on the fishing report? If you do, sing them out. If not, we will jump into tonight's topic: how to get rods and reels on the cheap for salmon fishing. Is that even possible? And the answer is not really. I'm just being honest. So, you wanna get in the world of salmon fishing. You wanna get a boat, buy gear, and get out there and catch all the salmon. Turn around and run right now. Just go run the other way. Go find a friend that's got a boat and let he or she take you fishing when they can, and just give them gas money, or come take a charter with me. Save yourself the financial ruin that comes with salmon fishing. Guys, gals, you know I'm kidding. You know I'm being I'm completely joking around, but in a way, I'm really not. I don't know, and I'm sure there are others, but salmon fishing has to be one of the most expensive hobbies to get into, especially when it comes to just strictly fishing. I'm sure the motor or drag racing is more expensive than that, or NASCAR. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to fishing, salmon fishing has got to be one of the upper echelon, in that upper echelon realm of just being absolutely ridiculously expensive. You got to get a boat, and boats to get out there on the Great Lakes. You can get anything, of course. You can go small, you can go big, and go anywhere in between. But boats, of course, are never cheap, and they never stay cheap. Anything that breaks on my boat, I know it's immediately going to. It's probably going to cost me $1,000 or more. It just comes with a boat and salmon fishing. Boat, downriggers. There's another cost. Rod holders, all the tackle, the autopilot, the fish finder, the fish hawk, the radar, the rods and reels. You know, maybe they're at the end of the list. Maybe you got to get all that other stuff first, or maybe it's the other way around. Just the time spent, the gas. Absolutely love every minute of it. I sincerely do. But I'm just telling you right now, it is not an easy choice, or an easy. It's not easy on your checkbook in the first place to get into salmon fishing. But if you got your heart set on getting out there, God help you and God love you and God bless you. But it's going to cost you. All right. I just want to say that right up front. I'm not trying to talk anybody out of anyone out of getting into the sport of salmon fishing, because you guys know me. I absolutely love every minute of it out there. But just understand, it's going to cost you. But there are ways that you can save a few dollars here and there. We're going to talk about that. Some rods and reel combos that you can pick up. That's going to help save you a little bit in the long run. So let's start. What do I need to get out there for salmon fishing? Well, I've talked about this in other videos. You don't have to go with downriggers. You can go 2 divers. You can go long lines and divers only. If you want to get downriggers, that's going to cost you a little more. So let's base this on a boat that has 2 downriggers, 2 divers, and 3 or 4 long lines. All right. So we'll look into those. We'll look at those as a different set of different factions. So we'll start downriggers. Well, let's just start right here. Craigslist, eBay. When I first got into salmon fishing, eBay was my friend. Found a lot of the reels. I didn't buy many rods on eBay. I didn't trust the rods so much, and I would suggest that you don't either. I think rods are cheap enough, and I'll give you some options here, that I would much rather you go new on the rods, because you can get them at a cheaper price, and you can go used on the reels. I bought a ton of used reels on eBay and Craigslist over the years. Well, they weren't top quality, of course. They weren't top of the line in any way. They'd been beaten up. They'd seen their years, but they still worked, and I got them at good prices. And I think that's a really good place for people to start if you're just getting into the sport. Penn 209s. I've had so many Penn 209s on boats over the years I couldn't count them. Absolutely bulletproof reels, but they will break your hand from reeling because they're a 1-to-1 ratio. But they will fight a fish, no problem. They will get a fish to the boat. They just take forever doing it. They got decent drags. They've been around forever. And you can get them on the cheap. You can get them on eBay. I've seen them $15, $20. I've seen them even less than that. They weren't in great condition, but you can get them less than that. Penn 330s, the GTIs, and I forget the other Penn, but those are also a decent option that you can find on eBay and on Craigslist. And I would lean more now these days towards Craigslist, because at least with Craigslist, I can go someplace, I can get those reels in my hand, and I can mess with them, and I could test the drags, and I could test the reel, I could test the clicker, and I would make sure that it's something I wanted to purchase. With eBay, you're really buying a lot of things without ever getting your hands on it. You're trusting the seller to send you something that's of quality, and that doesn't always happen. But Penn 209s, Penn 330s, I've had a ton of Daiwa Sea-Line 47H and 47SH reels over the years. And those are decent reels. And again, you can get those at a decent price. eBay, Craigslist, you can find those $25, $30, $20 sometimes a little more, depending on the quality or the condition of the reel. I really liked the C-Line, the Daiwa C-Line 47 SH reels. Those are harder to find. They are a faster speed. They're considered high speed. I think they were like 4.2 to 1. So it wasn't a terrible knuckle breaker, but you know, of course it was nowhere near the reels that we have today. But decent reels. Easy to work on too if they break down on you. So if I was just getting into the realm of salmon fishing again, I would scour the internet, look through those used, look for some used reels, maybe supplement some new reels with some used reels, and start building from there. But the ones that I would count on, I'd never go back to them. No offense, but I've built up over the years. But the Penn 209s, the 330s, the Daiwa, like I said, the C-Line, SH and H, and those are really good starter reels. And I'm sure some other people are going to throw some other reels out here. Maybe they've started with and they trust. Please do. But again, I would stay away from used rods. Get your rods from a quality tackle or from a tackle shop, and we'll talk about, like I said, some of those here in a second. But I would go new on the rods. Maybe look for some used reels. All right. If I had a few more dollars and I could spend a couple more dollars on a little bit better tackle, maybe newer tackle, Okuma has gained my trust over the years. Okuma has listened to the Great Lakes anglers, really Okuma and Daiwa. Okuma, I tip my hat off a little more to them. Hold on a second. Oh, sorry about that. I would tip my hat a little bit more towards Okuma because they've actually listened to the Great Lakes anglers, and they put a line of reels out that really focus on how they can help out somebody fishing the Great Lakes. Really, the minimum, like the minimum you could start with would be an Okuma Magda Pro. I'm going to tell you right now, and you've heard me say this in other videos, I hate these reels. They're a decent price. This one is $49.99 for a size 20. They come in size 30, 40s, and I don't think they have 50s, but you can get them in bigger sizes as well for 50 bucks a reel. And that's a line counter with auto trip, so when you reel it up, it trips the bail closed. For 50 bucks, that's not a bad starting point, but I think I would take a Penn 209 over one of these Magdas. They're usable and they're upgradable. You can get drag kits and change out the drags, and it does make them a much nicer reel. But this would not be my first choice. But if you're just getting into it and you have limited funds, that might be your choice. And that's nothing against you. That's fine. I've had tons of Magdas over the years. That's how I learned I didn't like them, because I had them. If you had a couple more dollars to rub together, I would jump up then into the Okuma Convector series. And this is where Okuma really starts shining. Oh, I got 3 Okumas here, a 45 LS, a 30, and a 55 LS. For example, the 45 LS, which is going to get you really your 5 colors, your 7 colors. You can even get a 10 color on here with braid backer. This is going to run you, I think in the shop, these are about 85 bucks. Again, not really cheap, but that's salmon fishing for you. You got to understand, things are not cheap in this world. The 30 size, which is a great downrigger reel, the 30Ds, these are $89.99 here in the shop. And then of course for your long lines, your bigger long lines, your 300 coppers, your 250s, your 350s, 400s, your bigger lead cores, if you want to go 13 colors or 15 colors, something in that realm. The 55L and the 55LS is a great way to go. These are 4.0 to 1s on the Ls. But on the LS series, the 50 or the 45 and the 55 LS series, I believe it's a 6.2 to 1, which I absolutely love. Absolutely love. Decent drags on these things. I run these things normally just stock right on my boat. I don't upgrade the drags, but and they fight fish just fine. Anything from really most of these are on my long lines, and if they can pull in my big boards and a big fish on them without overheating or failing, I give a little tip of the cap to them. As far as other options you can have, go in your shops, check Tangle Tackle, look for combo sales. And we have them in the shop here all the time. I'll show you a couple. One right here. I'll talk about rods here in a second. But for example, here you got, oops, here we got an Okuma Convector 45 with a 6 color on, we got them in the combo size, 6 colors, 5 colors, 10 colors, you name it, we can make it really you want, whatever you want. But we'll have these for sale sometimes in the shop, these combos. Look for these combos, because you're gonna get the rod, you're gonna get the reel, and you're gonna get all the components already spooled up on it. And this is going out the door for $169.99. That, you're gonna save 20, 30 bucks right there. Combos are a great way to go. Look online. You can find them in a lot of the major tackle shops, but here's a word of caution to you. Be careful where you buy from, because there's some places out there, and I won't name names, but I know of a few that they do not use the best components on their rod, or on their reels especially. Lesser grade backer, maybe the braid, cheaper mono, cheaper swivels, cheaper everything, just to save a couple more dollars. I can tell you right now, here in Tangle Tackle, I know what we use. The braid is high quality, the mono is high quality, the copper is high quality, the wire that we put on the wire lines, the wire line reels, high quality. This shop really stands behind its gear, and I really appreciate that, and I respect that. You know, I built up 1 million combos in this shop for the shop. I tie the knots, I use the gear, I put them together, and I've never put one out the door that a customer has bought that I felt bad about. Every one of them was my best work, or at least I tried to make it my best work. So again, just be careful if you're buying combos online. People are going to try to shave money. They're just going to. It's business. I get it. So just be careful where you do buy it from. All right. A couple other combos we got here. This one's going to be a little bit more expensive, because if you've got a couple more dollar bills to rub together, Okuma has the Cold Water series, which is a little better drag, a little smoother. Really, it's the same body as the Convector. Convector has a little more plastic in it, where this has a little bit more steel in it. So a little bit better components in here, but of course that's going to reflect in the price. But this is a 300 combo copper on a rod. Copper's on there, premium backer, premium leader, brand new reel, and this is $199.99, 200 bucks going out the door. So again, you're saving several dollars. If you compare that to buying a reel brand new and a rod brand new and putting it all together yourself, all the copper, the backer, and everything, you're saving money looking for combos. So that's a couple areas right away you can start saving some money. Again, online Craigslist, online eBay, get into your shops, check for combo deals. Like I said, we have them here in Tangle Tackle all the time. They're right at the front door. People come in. Seems like in salmon season, as soon as we make up a whole new thing of combos, they go walking out the door, because people love them and they realize what a good deal they are. So that would be the main places I would focus on to save yourself some money first. Again, reels, you can easily go used on reels as long as you know what you're getting. If you can put them in your hand and you can test them, that's a great place to start. Rods, when it comes to rods, I'll give you some examples here. Let's talk with downriggers first. So on my boat, I've been running the last 2 seasons this one type of downrigger rod. It's a Daiwa Wilderness. I'll give you the exact specs on what this rod is. We have it on the TangleTackleCompany.com website. It's a Daiwa Wilderness, and the specs are WD-DR-862MR. They're $19.99, 20 bucks. I've been running these downrigger rods on my boat for the last 2 seasons, and I beat them up hard. The fish beat them up hard. The customers beat them up hard. The elements beat them up hard. I've not had a single problem with them once. 20 bucks a downrigger rod. You could go out, you could spend $100, $150, $200 on a downrigger rod, and you would probably get the same results. So why not get something that you're going to save a bunch of money on, and it's going to treat you really, really well. So again, I'll read that again to you, because I get these funny emails sometimes. People will email me like, hey, I watched your video on such and such. Can you tell me again what it was you used on, or what that lure was on that video, or what that spin doctor was, or what that hook was? And I think to myself, I wonder if they realize they can just rewind the video and watch it again instead of emailing me. I don't mind answering the question, but I always scratch my head like, I wonder if people understand they can just watch the video again. Anyway, the specs on the rod. I don't have one here in the shop. They're all sold out. But again, it's a Daiwa Wilderness WD-DR-862MR. Got them on the website. I know they're sold out, but that's one to keep in your future consideration if you're looking for downrigger rods. A little step up from that, and I don't know how much of a step up as far as quality, but money-wise, the Shimano TDR rods, they're a decent rod also, but they're going to run you closer to 40 bucks at most shops here as well. All right, so those are my downrigger rods, and I tell you what, right now, I will buy those again any day of the week. I really, really appreciate them. I like them. I really do. Diver rods. Oh, hold on a second. So, diver rods, a few that I would recommend will be on the cheaper side. These are, again, Akuma diver rods. A couple, I'll give you the specs again. A CP-DD-1002 or the 902. So that's a 10 foot and a 9 foot. We got them here in the shop for about 35 to 40 bucks. And again, we have other diver rods. If you're running braid, really any rod's going to do you pretty well. I would look still more towards the stainless steel guides than I would ceramic guides or anything else. But really, if you're just running braid, as long as your guides are clean and not nicked up, you should be fine. If you want to step up, and I think that most people when they get into diver fishing, they start off with braid, but when you progress up into wire, and you will someday, if you stick with the sport, you'll get addicted just like I did. When you step up to wire, you're going to step up into bigger money. Of course, your wire costs more, the rods cost a little more. We have the diver rods, the Akuma wire, or the Convector Pro rods in the shop. I think they're for 140 bucks. So when you make that jump, you know, your normal Great Lakes Classic Akuma rods, diver rods, 35 to 40 bucks. So when you jump up to wire, it's going to be an additional 100 bucks or so. So just so you understand, braid though is not a bad place to start off. Have a couple years under your belt with experience with braid before you make that choice to move up to wire. It'll serve you just fine. You'll catch fish with it. You might not catch as much fish as wire, but that's fine. You'll still have a blast. So that's a great place to start. Save some money. Start with braid. You can use a 45D, the Akuma 45D, to start off with a line counter. I think they're 85 bucks here in the shop. Couple that up with the 45 or about the $40 diver rod. You know, you're looking at 120 bucks, 125. Once you put your braid on there, you're still at probably under 150 bucks. Versus the wire rod, you know, you're going to be in the mid 200s to the 300 range for something like that. Again, the Shimano, the TDR series for the diver rods, we have those also. They're also another nice option, and they're actually a little cheaper than some of the Akumas. They're around 30 to 35 bucks. So either one will serve you just fine. Just make sure it's the one that you want. For divers, if you're just starting off with single divers per side, I would start off with a 9-foot rod, just a little easier to manage than a 10-foot rod. If you want to go 10, that's fine. But a 9-footer and a 10-footer when you do go to double divers. When you're running 2 divers per side, you want to have a 10-foot and you want to have a 9-foot. All right? All right, and then the last one, and I absolutely love this rod. I have about a gazillion of them on the boat for my long lines, and I run these for coppers and lead cores. I've even run these. I haven't done it. I've seen people run these as diver rods because they do have the stainless steel eyelets, and I think they would do just fine. But this is the Akuma Classic Pro GLT, which stands for Great Lakes Trolling. This is the copper lead core rod, and I use these for every one of my copper lead core setups. I might have one other rod on the boat that is not this, but this rod right here is my absolute staple when it goes to long lines. These are, of course, they're not priced. I think these are $45 somewhere in that range. Again, you can get more expensive rods out there, but there's no reason to. I'm telling you right now, this is a good quality rod. I've never broken one fighting a fish. I've broken other rods fighting fish, but I've never broken one of these Akumas. Has the triangle handle up front. It doesn't have the butt cap on it, but that's fine. Decent seat. I've never had one loosen up and lose a reel or anything like that. Again, stainless steel eyes. Decent action to the things. Pretty stout, and they've handled big fish for me for several years now. So 40 to 45 bucks for that rod. You couple that up with a If you're going new, you can couple that up with the Akuma 55L or LS. You know, you're still in the $150 to $200 range, and that's why it's nice to find those combo deals, though, because you'll save money on those. But if you need rods, if you're looking to upgrade your rods and you don't want to break the bank, that Classic Pro GLT right there is a great option for you. All right? All right. I'm trying to think what else I wanted to tell you on this. I think the most important thing to take away on this is rods you can save the money on. Go new on your rods. You can go used on your reels. Save your money on your rods. Maybe spend a little bit more on your reels. That's where the rubber really hits the road when it comes to these big fish, is how good of quality your reel is. You know, what that thing can withstand. Can a Magna Pro handle a 25 to 27 pound king? Yeah, absolutely it can. I've caught them on it. Would it be my number one choice? No, it wouldn't. But it might be somebody else's, and I have no problem, absolutely zero problem with that. I respect that. As years goes on and you get more and more, when you get deeper and deeper into the sport, you'll end up shelling out more money. You'll upgrade, and you'll upgrade, and you'll upgrade, and you'll continue upgrading because there's always new stuff coming out. But you can absolutely shave some dollars off when you first start. Get some used reels, get some lower quality reels. I don't want to say lower quality, lower priced reels, and you can easily start off there. All right. eBay, though. eBay and Craigslist can definitely be your friend. Definitely be your friend. All right. Really, that's all I got to throw out there on this. Appreciate everybody listening to it. I hope you took something away from all this. I'm just looking at the comments now to see what I missed. Doc Woodsman, that's a really good price. Same rod and reel. You have 300 copper and micro steel. Yeah, it is. That is a good price. Tangle Tackle always has really good prices on the gear here. Tom Hurley, looking for a Chinook Classic Twist by Walker. Tom, I have no idea where you might find that. I'm sorry, my man. Patrick Forrester, just got 2 Daiwa 9'6" for Dipsies this season. Impressed with them. Yeah, Daiwa's making good rods too. There's no doubt about it. Ricky Pierce, Convector Pro Dipsies are nice rods for wire. Ricky, I'm telling you right now, I fished tons of other kinds out there. That is by far my favorite rod of all time when it comes to divers. Yep, Shimano TDR rods, Chad Fishmore, TDR paired with the Dakota. I wish Dakotas were the Dakotas that they were 10 years ago. Dakotas in my mind, and I'm just being honest here, Dakotas have come down in quality over the years. 10, 12 years ago, they were absolutely bulletproof and the best things out there. I've watched their quality slip over the last few years. I don't have any on my boat right now, which is unfortunate because at one time, they were the cream, no doubt about it. Cream of the crop. Eric's Adventures Fishing. What would be your choice if money was no option? Ooh. I tell you what, the Daiwa Saltists are by far my favorite on my boat. They are silky smooth. And the new Daiwa Saltist reel is coming out this year. Should be released in February, I believe. They've taken the line counter. It used to be on the side of the reel where it would dig in your arm, and they moved it to the top like all the other line counters. I'm really looking forward to that. Really looking forward to those. In fact, I can see myself jumping into that money pool when they come around. Tim Conklin, have I ever used Eagle Claw rods? Yeah, Tim, I have. Many times in the past. I had some old Eagle Claw trolling rods I used years and years ago. But yeah, they handled kings. Yep. Ugly stick rods. Patrick, you're absolutely right. I had tons of ugly sticks over the years. You can beat the tar out of those things. Absolutely. Will Spencer, good evening back to you, my man. Yeah, Huey Merrill just said something that I always live by too. You buy nice or you buy twice. If you go really cheap and 2 years down the road you get something else, maybe you should have went the other way, but you get what you can afford and you move from there. There's nothing wrong with that either. Steve Eddy, how about a 3-color, 5-color, etc.? I'm not sure what your question is there, Steve. Yeah. We have, if you're talking about combos here in the shop, yeah, we have 3-color, 5-color combos almost daily. Jeff Russell, Pen Fathom 2-speeds. Jeff, not familiar with them, and that's the only reason I didn't talk about them much. I've never had my hands on a Pen Fathom 2-speed, so I can't talk about something I have no knowledge on. Greg Johnson from Holland, you're welcome. Thank you. What is a top-notch quality reel? David Robotham, what is a top-notch, the Daiwa Saltist again? The cold waters are good. I'm sorry, that was down there. The cold waters are really good, the Akuma cold waters, but the Daiwa Saltist is just a really premium reel. Premium. Huey Mayer, what electric downrigger do I recommend? The Big John, Huey. In a few weeks, or maybe about a month or more, I'm going to go up to Big John and I'm going to do a sit down with the shop manager, Kevin, my friend, and we're going to talk about anything that, we're going to talk about all sorts of stuff. We're going to talk about Big John, where they're going. Hopefully we can talk about the new downrigger that's coming out, and the new rod holders, if he's ready to talk about those things. But we're going to do it live, just like we're doing right now, so people can get online and they can ask him questions also. So that'll be nice. All right. So how far are we? We're like 51 minutes in here. I still got about, we got just over 100 people. Thanks everybody for being here. Thanks to the super chatters also. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate everybody supporting the channel. What was the cheaper 50-pound braid backer you recommend on one of your videos? It was cheaper, but it was good quality. I can't remember off the top of my head. Sorry. I cannot remember off the top of my head. Doc Woodsman, do you ever use the slide divers with the ultimate kits? By ultimate kits, you mean like the oversized weight and the oversized rings? Yeah, I've used those. Yep, absolutely. All right. Guys, gals, I think we can get out of here. Thanks so much to everyone for being here. Again, thanks to the super chatters. Thanks, just thanks for supporting the channel. I do appreciate it. Let's come back next Sunday. What do you say? I'm sure the Lions will win next Sunday. All Season Angler wants to hear one more super chat reel. Thank you very much for the support, man. Here you go. I'll make it a long one. All right, there you go, man. Thank you very much for supporting the channel, though. All right, Phil Milanarich, you get one too. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. Really nice of you. Really, really nice. Go Lions, Chris Olson, you nailed it. Go Lions, I believe in you guys. They're going to the Super Bowl. I can feel it. Maybe not this year. But one of these years, I know they are. Let's get out of here. Take care, everybody. I'll see you back next Sunday.